everybody. So I've been asked a few times about how I clean my sewing machine, and I'm just going to do a little quick video here. Sorry, that's me rumbling around to find something. And just this is all I use. Like, I have a brother machine. It's not a very fancy machine, but it's not kind of fully mechanical. It is a digital machine, you can see there, and I have it sitting here in one of those So Easy tables, so it's inside a table. So I'm just going to take this away, and what I do usually, first of all, these are my two tools I use. If you don't have one of these little ring screwdrivers, a small screwdriver or a penny usually does the job, and then a small jar to put any bits and pieces in, and a pipe cleaner. And this is what I use to clean my machine. First of all, I get myself one of these little sift wipe things, and this is just for my table and the surface areas, and I give it a little clean down. And I think this has become a habit since COVID from using these things. I have them to hand. Previously I'd just be getting a cloth and spraying the cloth with some sort of antibacterial, or I usually use Lily's Eco wash. It's like a multi-purpose kind of thing. Just clean it. There's quite a lot of dust. There tends to be, like, this studio, there's a lot of fabric being cut, and there tends to be a lot of dust gets everywhere, and it's good to just give it a little wipe down and clean. So normally I just use a cloth, but I happen to have these because from doing classes, so I'm giving this little plate clean both sides and around the edges. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to one side. Missed a bit in there. And I'm going to open this up. So I'm going to take out that thread, and I'm going to give this a little dust in here. You can even just use like a little damp cloth, but not wet. You don't want to get this wet. This is just a method of taking off dust without shoving it down anywhere else. I'm shaking this cloth to one side to get all the dust off it. Yeah, my machine has been given out to me this week, so I thought it needs a bit of a pampering session. It works hard for me, so needs a bit of TLC. I think you can take these lids off, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just afraid I'll break the plastic. Now, so that's the main part, kind of surface areas cleaned. So then what I need to do is take the foot off completely. Just going to take that out altogether. Pop it over here. I'm going to take my needle out as well, because I don't want to stab myself. Pop this down for a second. I'm just going to give a quick clean up here. I knew there would be a bit of dust up there. I just move that back and forth. This is a pipe cleaner. We actually sell these online, lovely pink coloured pipe cleaner. It's actually handy for getting down bits under your machine and kind of sweeping all the bits away. So we then take this guy. You can see in there you're going to have screws. I've got 3 screws on mine. Now, if this is your first time doing this, take a photograph before, during and after. So take the first time I did this, first time I got a machine, because those little diagrams are kind of useless in your magazine, in the magazine that comes with the little instruction book. So I'm just going to unscrew these, take a photograph at different stages. So if at one stage it all goes horribly wrong and you can't remember, or somebody interrupts you halfway through, you'll know what to do. I'm putting those screws in my little jar because they will roll on the floor and you'll never find them again, and trying to find the right size screw is a nightmare. Taking out my bobbin, and I'm putting these in here. Trying to get another one of these, oh gosh, I don't even want to try it. The bobbins are grand, but this little bit It's like your fridge door breaking or something. You know, the little bit where your milk goes. Right, let's see. Will we go a bit closer? Can we? Ooh, I don't know. This is going to be bad, I think. So I'm going to pull this out. So this just slides off. And this slides off. Oh, it's a bit gratty, alright. So, take our pipe cleaner. Oh, first things first, we need to take out the bobbin race. This guy there, that comes out. Can you guys see that? Okay. Yeah. So what we want to do is just get our pipe cleaner and gently lift out the dirt. And what will happen is that this acts like a magnet. This pipe cleaner. Oh, look at that dirt. Absolutely manky. Ooh. No wonder she was given out to me. And you just gently, like I see a lot of people doing, you know, using that spray air. Never use that spray air. That will just push all of the, you know, the one they use for your keyboard. Compressed air, not spray air. That will just push all of this dust further into your machine. But what happens is these pipe cleaners attract the dust, little small bits. I'm barely even touching it here. There's actually a bit of thread stuff there. And that's why it wasn't cutting properly. Now this is no replacement for a service. The more you use your machine, the more you should service it. It's like your car. You still have to get your car serviced once a year or every so many thousand miles, I'm not sure. I can see a bit in there, so I'll try and grab that. I can see it's getting cleaner already. I'll have to go on this side. Sorry guys if my hand's in the way. And pipe cleaners are great because you can actually bend them or just use a single one like this. Just to get in. But what you do not want to do is force this any way at all. If the pipe cleaner gets stuck, don't pull it. Just wiggle it about a bit and you'll be able to remove it. Oh, there's a big lump. Now, I do have a set of tweezers for pulling out big lumps like this, but I can't get it out. I'll grab the tweezers. The pipe cleaner, see, it's like a magnet. So I didn't need to get it. That was huge, actually. That was a lump and a half. That was underneath. Oh, look at that. I actually don't know when the last time was I cleaned this. That's terrible. After every 8 hours of sewing, or I find when you do quilts, you need to do it more often because the, look at that, Janie Mac, because the quilt, the batting can get very linty. I'm using very technical terms here. Linty. Ooh. You see, it's bringing up a lot of dust. My blade there. Also, going through, if you do this on your feed dogs, especially if your machine is quite old, I don't know why, but my older machine catches dust here more often than anywhere else. I can still see lots of dirt. So if you have one of these machines, it's this is like a digital machine. Do not oil a digital machine. You need to drop a tiny, like I mean tiny bit of oil every so often into a mechanical machine. But if you have one like this, do not oil it. They're a different makeup altogether, and it's usually just a drop in that center part there that I put in. But if your machine has been lying up for a long time, it is worthwhile getting a service because the timing can be out. I knew there was a bit in there, look at that. I have a little pile over in the corner here, I'm going to show you at the end. I can see a lump. See how it just grabbed it? It's great. These pipe cleaners are brilliant. They're nice and long ones as well. I do have other ones that I got in a craft shop, and they're not as good as these long ones because they're not as fluffy. And the fluffy ones tend to kind of grab everything a bit more. Just give it another once over underneath there. Yeah, look at that. Now, can I see anything else in there? So I'm actually getting right underneath that bobbin. That's called the shuttle and that's called the bobbin race. So I'm getting right underneath there, gently, and it's grabbing any dust that has fallen down. Little bits of red thread. Could be from the top one I'm wearing. So I think that's it. So then I get my bobbin, my shuttle or bobbin carrier. Just giving that a little dust out. And then when I'm putting this back in, there's an arrow there on mine. You see that? There's a little arrow, and that coincides with there's a little arrow here. And this is where taking that photograph can come in very handy. Just make sure that's clicked into place. There we go. See, it's clicked in, it's not moving. See a bit of dust there. You could go on forever finding that little bit of dust. So then I'm going to put my plate back in. Make sure the back of this there's no bits of dust on it. Just give it a little wipe, it's fine. And the way I put my one in, mine is a Brother Innovus 350, but the Brother machines are very similar in how they go in. So it goes like that, and then I put that all in one go. Click it into place. Now put the bobbin cover back on before I put in those, because it has happened to me before that as I'm putting one of these little screws back in, it falls into the bobbin. So just get them started. You want to give your machine a little test to make sure that it's running okay and the bobbin's in the right place and everything before you start launching into something. And I'll put everything away. And we tighten those up with our screwdriver. Foot back on. Ooh. Just tighten that foot on. My plate back in here. And I'm going to show you the amount of dirt that I've taken out of this machine. So I'll just turn around. That is the pile of dirt that was in my machine. Can you believe that? No wonder it wasn't working right. So all you need if you want to do this is a pipe cleaner. And if you have one of these tools that came with your machine, you have a dust dummy as well. And then some sort of cloth. I'm using these little wipe thing, just because I happen to have them left over from classes, so I want to use them up with like a damp cloth, not wet, just slightly damp, and it will attract the dust rather than just moving it around, and then you can clean that cloth. So that's all I needed to clean my machine. I didn't put oil on it because it's not a mechanical machine. If it is a mechanical machine, we do sell machine oil, and one max 2 drops down into the centre every couple of months, and it should be working fine. Depends on what you use it for. Use your machine. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope my machine is working okay now. She should be a bit happier. She'd be happier now, I think. Good girl.